Okay, dear cadets, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. As you know that at the last time we had studied about the chapter 1 exercise, and we had been doing the comprehensive questions as well as conceptual questions of first chapter, that is the chapter 11. And now we'll be proceeding toward the chapter 12, which is related to the conceptual question and comprehensive questions of the chapter. We'll be having the current electricity, unit 12. And in this chapter, for the comprehensive questions, the included questions are question number 6, 8, and 9. Let's see those questions. Comprehensive question on page 107. The questions are 6, 8, and 9. These have already been marked. Question 6, 8, and 9. These are going to be studied. And the first question says that question 6 says that what is Whetstone Bridge? तो वेटस्टोन ब्रिज क्या चीज है, इसके बारे में हमने बच्चों बड़ी डिटेल के साथ हमने पढ़ा था. इट इज लोकेटेड ऑन द पेज नंबर 98 and 99 and 100. So you can do it from these pages because this is long question, so you have to write it completely. So first question is for Whetstone Bridge. What is Whetstone Bridge? And explain with diagram the balancing, the principle, and working of this bridge. So you have to explain it as a whole. Each and everything must be explained for the Whetstone Bridge. So its answer is located on page 98, 99, and 100. Complete. You may change the wordings, you may describe in different wordings, but you have to make the complete diagram and you have to do the complete derivation as well. Now the next question is, what is thermocouple? Explain the working of thermocouple by drawing its diagram. By sketching curve, explain the variation in thermoelectric EMF with temperature. So this is also a long question. You have to make the complete description of this question about the thermocouple. So let me tell you where it is located. It is located on page 88, 89, and 90. On page 88 plus 89, the topic is thermocouples. And plus on page 89 and 99, the topic is variation in thermoelectric EMF with temperature. So you have to describe it as a whole. Every diagram and every mathematical formula must be described. Next is why we use Kirchhoff's rule or Kirchhoff's rule, whatever you say. This is basically Kirchhoff, or you may say it as Kirchhoff or Kirchhoff as well. So why we use Kirchhoff's law for circuit problems solution, explain its rules for circuit solution by giving proper example. So you already know that the Kirchhoff's rule is described in two forms. One is related to the current, while the other is related to the voltage. So you have to describe both of these. So why we use Kirchhoff's rule for circuit problems? So let me tell you. So its answer is written on page 90. Main. So why we use Kirchhoff's law? It is located on page 90 and 91. Its answer is. So the then explain its rules for circuit solution by giving proper example. So the rules, you have to see to actually for the rules, it is ambiguous, bit ambiguous, that either we have to use the laws only, or we have to describe the complete principles or methods for the description. So you have to do all of these. This is located on page 91, 92, 93, 94, 95 and 96. '91, '92, '93, '94, '95 and '96. But you don't need to get tensed, because you have to describe only the mathematical formations and diagrams only. You don't need to describe each and everything, but you have to summarize these things. So it will be easy, relatively it will be easy for you. That is not too much difficult, but because you have to describe the mathematical forms and diagrams only. Okay. So these were the comprehensive questions. Now we'll be proceeding toward the conceptual questions. So let's see the conceptual questions. Our first conceptual question. Question 2 is relatively doubtful, that either it is included or not included. So we'll be doing this question. because we have a doubt in it. So let's do it. Question 2. So in the question 2, we have been asked about the relationship. The relationship R is equal to V by I tells us that the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied to it. What do you think of this proportion? So we have to see that this is R is equal to V by R. This is actually Ohm's law. You might remember it. This is Ohm's law. So according to Ohm's law, R is equal to V by I. You can see in this relation that resistance, which is on the left hand side, while the voltage, which is on the right hand side, according to mathematical principles, these are seeming to be the directly related to each other. For example, you may write it as R is proportional to V, and R is inversely proportional to current 1 by I. So can you predict this, that this can be done? देखें बच्चों, ऐसे है इस रिलेशन में ओम्स लॉ में ये देखें, ये चीज लिखी हुई R इज इक्वल टू V बाय I. अब V बाय I जो लिखा हुआ है, तो इसमें आप देखते हैं कि मैथमेटिकल रूल्स जब आप फॉलो करते हैं तो आप उसमें देखते हैं कि ये R एंड V दोनों के दोनों एक दूसरे के डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल बजाय हमें नजर आ रहे हैं. हमें इस तरह से नजर आ रहा है जैसे ये डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल है. तो क्या वाकई ऐसे है? इस चीज को अब हमने एक्सप्लेन करना है. तो एक्चुअली ये बात नहीं है. उसकी रीजन भला क्या है? उसकी रीजन ये है कि जो रेजिस्टेंस एंड वोल्टेज एंड करंट हैं, ये एक दूसरे के साथ एक खास तरीके से रिलेटेड. हमने कहा था कि जो ओम्स लॉ है, अकॉर्डिंग टू ओम्स लॉ, उसमें क्या हुआ था? उसमें यह था कि जो ओम ने ये कहा था कि वोल्टेज इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू करंट, उसने ये चीज कही थी. उसने रेजिस्टेंस का नहीं कहा था. और वोल्टेज इज इक्वल टू कांस्टेंट multiplied by the current. कांस्टेंट मल्टीप्लाई करंट. इसका क्या मीनिंग हो गया? ये फिर इसके बाद क्या हुआ कि जी ये कांस्टेंट क्या है? इसको R का नाम. V is equal to R into I, which is the resistance, और V is equal to IR. आप इसको ऐसे भी लिख सकते. तो V जो है ये क्या चीज है? R जो है ये क्या चीज है? Where R is the constant of proportionality called resistance. तो ये क्योंकि कांस्टेंट है, कांस्टेंट चीज तो कभी भी चेंज नहीं होती। Where R is the constant of proportionality called as resistance of the circuit. This is the resistance of the circuit. तो क्योंकि ये कांस्टेंट है तो इसलिए क्या होगा कि इसकी वैल्यू तो चेंज नहीं होनी। Since it is a constant, its value is not changing. Since R is a constant of proportionality, therefore its value can't change. इसकी वैल्यू तो चेंज नहीं हो सकती। Hence, resistance is not directly proportional to the potential difference. Resistance is not directly proportional to the potential difference. Why? Because the resistance is a constant quantity. Its value can't change. So, anybody having any type of question here, you may ask. If you have any question, you may ask, please. Okay, let's proceed towards the next question. So our next question is, this is a numerical like question. A heavy duty battery of a truck maintains a current of 3 ampere for 24 hours. How much charge flows from the battery during this time? एक हैवी ड्यूटी बैटरी है, आम ट्रक की आमतौर पर हैवी ड्यूटी बैटरी होती है जो कि बहुत ज्यादा करंट देती है, काफी देर तक देती रहती है। क्या उसका करंट कितना है? 3 एम्पियर। एंड इट इज वर्किंग फॉर द 24 आवर्स। 24 घंटे वो काम कर रही है, 3 एम्पियर करंट कंटिन्यूसली देती रहती है। तो हाउ मच चार्ज फ्लोज फ्रॉम द बैटरी ड्यूरिंग दिस टाइम? ये आप बताएं कि चार्ज कितना फ्लो कर। So this is a very easy question. Let's see. At first, current को हम रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं कैपिटल आई से। is equal to capital I, which is 3 ampere. 3 amperes. Current is 3 ampere. Next is time. Time is represented by small t, which is equal to 24 hours. And you know that we have to convert it into the SI system, SI units. SI में convert करने के लिए आप क्या करते हो? You have to multiply this by 60 cross 60 और 3600 भी आप कर सकते हो। Multiplied by 3600. Now it is seconds. 24 multiplied by 3600 seconds. What is this? This is 86400 seconds. 86400 seconds. अभी हम सिर्फ डाटा अभी बच्चों लिख रहे हैं. Now what we have to find? We have to find the total amount of charge. Charge. Q is equal to question mark. You may write it in capital Q or you may write as small q. Both can be acceptable. अभी बच्चों आपको पता है कि we have the formula which is amount of charge is equal to amount of current multiplied by the total time. This is the formula. So you have to put the values. So capital Q is equal to current. Current is equal to, what is that current? This is 3 ampere. 3 ampere multiplied by, what is the time? Time is 86400 seconds. So you have to put the value 86400 seconds. So on multiplication, you get the value 259200. 259200. This is because this is charge, so our unit is coulomb, capital C. This is your answer, but you may write it in the form of the scientific notation as well. What is the scientific in the scientific notation? This may be written as 2.59200, may be ignored here, multiply 10 power how much this is 1 2 3 4 5 10 power 5 10 power 5. These coulombs, this may be written in this form, or you may also write in another form as well, is equal to, what is that? 0.2592 mega coulomb as well. So you may write in any form, but I think that these two forms, that 2.59200 coulomb, which is the standard form, and the scientific form, which is 2.59, this is better. And you will be proceeding next. Our next question is, while analyzing a circuit, the internal resistance of EMF sources are ignored. Why? ओके, सो इस क्वेश्चन का बच्चों मीनिंग पहले हम जरा देखते हैं क्या बात इसमें कही जा रही है। कि ये कह रहे हैं कि वाइल एनालाइजिंग अ सर्किट, the internal resistance of EMF sources. EMF sources means बैटरी, यहाँ पर मीनिंग आ गया बैटरी की जो इंटरनल रेजिस्टेंस है और इग्नोर्ड, हम इसको इग्नोर कर देते हैं। वाई? हम आमतौर पर ये करते हैं जो बैटरी की इंटरनल रेजिस्टेंस है उसको हम इग्नोर कर देते हैं। वो ये कह रहे हैं कि इसकी क्या वजह है, हालांकि वो एग्जिस्ट तो करती है। तो व्हाट इज द रीजन कि वी आर इग्नोरिंग इट? तो उसमें हम जरा देखते हैं कि जी क्या रीजन है इसकी। तो एक्चुअली वो बहुत स्मॉल क्वांटिटी, बहुत स्मॉल क्वांटिटी को आप आमतौर पर इग्नोर कर देते हैं। तो ये क्या है, रीजन इसकी क्या है? दी इंटरनल रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ द EMF source is ignored due to its very small value. इसकी स्मॉल वैल्यू होती है, इस वजह से हम इसको इग्नोर कर देते हैं। तो हम इसकी एक्सप्लेनेशन भी अभी देंगे थोड़ी सी। तो एक्सप्लेनेशन में एक सर्किट को हम कंसिडर करते हैं। वी हैव अ सर्किट, और सर्किट के में क्या चीज है, एक बैटरी हम कंसिडर करेंगे। एक बैटरी है, और बैटरी में ये होता है कि बैटरी के अंदर अपनी रेजिस्टेंस होती है, स्मॉल आर। ये इसकी अपनी रेजिस्टेंस है। बैटरी हैज इट्स ओन रेजिस्टेंस, स्मॉल आर। जब ये इसको आप सर्किट में लगाते, फॉर एग्जांपल आपने एक पैरेलल सर्किट में लगाए जिसमें एक वोल्ट मीटर एक आपने अटैच किया, किसके साथ? एक रेजिस्टेंस थी, एक स्पेसिफिक सर्किट था, उसके साथ आपने वोल्ट मीटर साथ अटैच कर। ये वोल्ट मीटर है, दिस इज रेजिस्टेंस, मेन रेजिस्टेंस, ये मेन सर्किट को रिप्रेजेंट कर रही है। तो अब ये जो बैटरी की जो अपनी जो वोल्टेज है, दिस कैन बी रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय कैपिटल ई। ई मींस EMF। इन दिस सिचुएशन जो टोटल जो एनर्जी जो मिल रही है, बैटरी जो दे रही है, वो क्या हो रही है? वो सारी की सारी जो एनर्जी, एक्चुअली मेन सोर्स इज द बैटरी। तो बैटरी जो है ना एज अ होल एनर्जी दे रही। बैटरी इज एज अ होल, दिस इज अ सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी। तो EMF एक तो हो गई, EMF इज इक्वल टू क्या चीज है? जो कि टोटल वोल्टेज है जो कि सर्किट की है, प्लस इसकी अपनी जो वोल्टेज है, ठीक है ना, दैट इज दी IR, स्मॉल r, बिकॉज करंट मल्टीप्लाई बाय रेजिस्टेंस इज कॉल्ड द वोल्टेज। आप इसको ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं, E इज इक्वल टू वोल्टेज का V इज इक्वल टू IR, सो दिस इज IR प्लस कैपिटल I इंटू R। or E is equal to, if you take I as common, then you get R plus R. ये चीज आ गई. अब इसमें क्या है कि since R is very small, so it can be ignored. इसको आप इग्नोर कर सकते हैं. That is, क्या कर सकते हैं? R is approximately equal to 0. Then E is equal to capital I into capital R plus 0. You can put it 0. Or E is equal to I into R. R plus 0 is R. Or E is equal to IR. Means के ये चीज हो गई. और E is equal to V because V is equal to IR. ये इसकी रीजन थी जिसकी वजह से हमने इसको, because R was very small, we had ignored it. Anybody willing to ask any type of question? You may ask, please. Okay, let's proceed towards the next. Under what circumstances, यानी कौन से हालात हो जाएं, under what circumstances can the potential difference of a battery exceed its EMF? के बैटरी का पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस EMF से ज्यादा हो जाए उसका पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस, जो आपने पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस उस पर अप्लाई किया हुआ है वो उसके EMF से भी ज्यादा हो जाए, तो ये कब होगा? हाउ इट इज पॉसिबल? तो ये जो है ना, ये चीज होती है वैसे आमतौर पर जब आप सर्किट में अप्लाई करते हो, जब आप बैटरी को कनेक्ट करते हो, क्या होता है कि EMF हमेशा बैटरी की जो है वो सर्किट से ज्यादा होती है. We know that the EMF of the battery is always greater than the potential difference of the circuit. ये तो है, ये तो हमें पता है, but क्या the potential difference can be greater than the EMF of the battery when it is connected when it is being charged. ये इससे भी मैं इससे ज्यादा इजी कर देता हूँ वर्डिंग, ये लेंथी सेंटेंसेस हो रहे हैं, आपका ये शॉर्ट कर देता हूँ मजीद. ये क्या है? दी पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस ऑफ द बैटरी may exceed its EMF during charging. जब चार्जिंग हो रही है, चार्जिंग में ये होता है कि वो बैटरी किसी और बैटरी के साथ कनेक्टेड होती है जिसकी वजह से उसकी अपनी EMF कम हो जाती है और ओवरऑल उसका पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस उस पर ज्यादा हो जाता है। So this is the main, but your time is getting over. We'll be studying it next time. If you are having any type of question, you may ask, please. Dear cadets, do you have any question? Okay, and thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.